Hey, what up, Mikey? What up?
What up, dude?
Kamusta, pare? How has your week been?
Busy, busy. Lots of things to talk about. Lots of sports. Sports are back.
Oh, parang ang daming nangyari this past week, no?
Sobra, dude. I mean, it's one after the other, man. I'm loving it as a sports fan. Everything's uh, everything's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, pero ang pinaka-importante doon is... Ano ba ang pinaka-importante is sport is back. Sports are back. To be grammatically correct about it, sports are back. For all you grammar Nazis out there. So, yan. So,
Sport is back.
diba? Parang ang weird eh. Sport is back ba or sports is back? So I finally settled on sports are back.
Sports
Yeah.
are back. It's correct.
So may meron ng football pero problem is walang tao doon sa stadiums, no?
Right. This is actually I've been wanting to talk about this. I mean, it's a fundamental question to all athletes. No, parang does the presence of a crowd or fans affect your performance? What do you think, F?
Ako definitely, most definitely. It can adversely affect at saka may positive impact din siya sa'yo. Kasi
Well,
kunyari, meron tayong tinatawag in sports yung performance dip. May certain athletes who don't perform well under the bright lights. Part ng distraction sa kanila yon kaya nag-underperform sila is yung pressure of playing in front of a large crowd. Yung iba naman, naka-hype. Kaya nakakadagdag sa energy, sa intensity nila when they're playing in front of a lot of people.
it's true. Case in point, if you were watching the Miami Heat play, um, see Jimmy Butler, you can often see him looking at the crowd and hyping up the crowd and talking to the crowd. But the problem is, wala namang crowd dun.
Yeah.
So I think it was just something he uses for his psyche, di ba?
Well, may virtual crowd na nandun. I don't know how
Yeah,
that works nga eh.
obviously.
I don't know how that works nga yung virtual crowd. Parang pag nandun ka ba sa virtual crowd na yon, yung vantage point mo dun sa device mo is dun din. Kasi I've seen pictures online of yung mga different vantage points sa venue eh. I don't know if ganun siya
No,
nag-work.
I have a feeling it's they're pretty much just watching the game as you are when you're watching through the app, like the actual NBA app. No, but I don't think yung vantage point mo where you are in the stands is the same.
Yeah, well, no. Ganda malaman natin eh. Maybe we can try getting on yung mga one of these games, no? So we can experience it kung ganun nga.
Say no more. I'm going to do it, dude.
Tapos bigyan mo na lang kami ng feedback.
You got it, man. I'm gonna try.
So among the sports that nag-restart na naman was yung European soccer. And then this past week yung US Open,
Right.
'di ba? So there
So, like, see, this brings me to my first point about this whole performance with the crowd and without the crowd. I mean, as of recording this, Naomi Osaka has just won her third Grand Slam title. But this one's a little bit weird kasi walang crowd sa stands, no? And if you'll notice, the first half of this year and last year, medyo she didn't perform as well, 'di ba? So parang I don't know if it's a matter of maybe she performs better kapag walang crowd, she can concentrate more, especially in a sport like tennis,
yeah.
na every little noise you can hear, especially when you're serving.
Yeah. So, syempre, yung intensity nung crowd, diba? Lalo na, nasa US siya. Nakakailang US Opens na ba siya? Na championships?
Dalawa. But there were both controversial.
Yeah.
If you'll remember, the first time she won, I think, was with Serena.
Yeah, I remember
Tapos
that game.
yun yung parang kinaltasan si Serena ng point, tapos binubusa.
Tapos nagwala na siya, ginamit na niya yung gender inequality thing.
Card, she pulled the gender card.
Yeah, the gender card.
'Di ba? Tapos naiyak nga si Naomi Osaka was crying kasi parang feeling niya siya daw yung binubu ng mga tao kasi siya yung nanalo dahil dun sa point na tinanggal.
Ako medyo na ko kay Serena after that. After that incident, medyo na turn off ako ng konti. Weren't you?
Well, yeah, it's true. I was never really a Serena fan. I was always I was always like a Martina Hingis fan, during those times, no. But never actually a Serena fan. But I mean, you can't take that away. She's really the GOAT when it comes to
Definitely.
women's tennis.
Yeah.
No? Talagang nobody
Definitely.
can achieve what she's achieved.
Saka yung level of athleticism niya.
Ibang klase talaga. I mean, just the way she moves around the court, especially with her build, no?
Yeah.
She's the first one I've seen that really worked on her physique to be able to help her game.
Yeah. Much like Tiger Woods was for golf, diba?
Oo, innovator talaga eh, di ba? Before Tiger Woods, you wouldn't even consider golf a sport.
Mga katawan dati, sina Phil Mickelson. Kaya napilitan yung mga pros na talagang to get into physical conditioning na rin because of the success that Tiger was having eh. Saka how far he was from the rest of the field, diba?
Oo eh. So now you can see the young kids now like sila Fowler, 'di ba? Medyo batak na rin ng konti. You can tell medyo they're working a little bit more on their upper body and medyo may konting strength training na rin.
Yeah. Ayan. Tapos there's another incident na nangyari ng US Open, pero ito naman medyo controversial din. It's very unfortunate yung nangyari doon sa favorite player mo.
Fucking hate this guy, man. Okay. So I guess with the incident that you're talking about is when my favorite player, Novak, the Joker, Djokovic.
Yeah.
Well, if you see the video, no, he kind of hit a ball out of frustration and it hit a lines judge directly in the throat.
Yeah.
No, so that caused the judge to fall down, and subsequently he got disqualified from the match. No, so was that the right decision for you? Do you think it was too harsh?
Well, given the circumstances, probably. Probably kasi obvious naman na accidental lang siya. Diba? I don't think na sinadya naman yan. No matter what you think of the guy, I don't think he meant to hit the lineswoman sa throat of all places pa. Diba? You could see yung lineswoman, she was gasping for air talaga when she was doubled over in pain eh.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you get hit in the throat with anything. Kahit light hit, it's gonna hurt, diba?
Yeah.
But the thing you have to understand, F, is I feel like this has been a long time coming. There's a history of racket abuse and equipment abuse when it comes to Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
No, it just so happened that the past few times wala siyang tinamaan.
Yeah, I saw
but
those,
there were a lot of times where he was close.
Yeah, I saw that nga. Tapos yung parang lack of did you call that empathy nung in-interview siya afterwards nung first few times na yon na parang parang napikon pa siya sa media after eh. When he was asked about it kung uulitin pa ba niya or if he felt anything about it. Parang nagalit pa siya sa media, parang nainis pa siya. May parang
medyo coops talaga siya pare. I mean, I've been following his career ever since he started professional tennis. He came in just at about almost the same time, a few years after sina Rafa and si Roger, no? I think 4 years after them. But back then, he wasn't known for having those on-court antics. Like ngayon, di ba? Parang ano na siya, he cajoles around with the ball boys, he jokes around with the fans. Before, he was really known as a hothead and medyo disliked on the tour. So, I don't know what happened. Maybe may PR siya or something na that he had to hire to help his image. But, I mean, clearly, sometimes it rears its ugly head.
Yeah. As I don't get with this guy. Ang daming I don't get it rin kung bakit parang ang daming galit sa kanya. Parang sinasabi plastic daw na yung nakikita lang daw sa kanya is a parang product of yung marketing team niya. Parang bini-build up to build up his brand. Pero sabi nila coops daw talaga yung guy, which I wouldn't know kasi hindi ko naman siya kilala.
But you can tell, di ba? Somehow, it comes out during his outbursts. And for me, that's telling, no? You can't keep hiding who your true self is, especially when you're getting emotional na.
Pero recently rin, humirit din si John McEnroe about it, diba? Parang he spoke negatively about yung actions ni Joker. Pero coming from him, si John McEnroe, diba? Yung bad boy of tennis before, he'd curse out everyone.
Dati.
Ikaw, anong feeling mo doon kay McEnroe? Is that being parang hypocrite ba siya for doing that?
Well, I think si John McEnroe is the exact opposite of Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, I feel, is kupal in real life, but yung image niya is parang medyo funny and goofball, no?
Yeah.
But I feel like John McEnroe in real life is a really good guy, and his image on court is completely different. Parang he built himself up to be the bad boy talaga.
Actually, siya yung favorite ko growing up eh. I was also into tennis nung bata ako. So yung dalawang favorites ko, sobrang polar opposites, si John McEnroe sa si Mats Wilander.
Wow, grabe. You're really dating yourself there, F.
Yeah, actually, yan ang second sport ko, tennis. Sana nga tinuloy ko na lang eh.
Yeah, well, there's always time, man. I mean, yung mga kalaro ko dito usually in the village are all mga in their 60s.
I tried before, kaya lang wala na talaga. Yung hand-eye accuracy parang sobrang off. Pero naalala ko nung when I was a kid, when I was in elementary, very accurate yung mga yung mga palo ko eh. Kaya lang syempre, as you grow old, lalo nang nawawala. Pero yun. So you think yung kay John McEnroe, he was well served to say that parang he was in a position na parang okay, na parang okay lang sa kanya na magsalita ng ganun about this guy considering yung past niya.
Well, he never hit a guy.
Well, true. Yeah. Oo nga. True.
Diba? I mean, everything about John McEnroe is all bark, but he never bit.
Saka it's all directed to the umpire. Puro lang.
Oo,
Puro
si Novak pati mga fans sinisigawan pare. That's too much.
I saw yung binato niya yung racket niya tapos montik nang may tamaan from behind. Yun yung nakita ko dati.
Yeah, it's the French Open.
Yeah.
Last year, I think.
Yun nga kasi yung marketing sa kanya
diba? So if that had gone.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go on.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, sige, go on. If that had gone.
Yeah, I mean, if he had missed 6 inches to the left or right, well, it would be a different story.
Oh well, di natin mahihirapan. like ako, I'm not a big tennis fan, so I wouldn't know anything about Djokovic. Pero from what I saw, ano siya, accidental. Ngayon, hindi ang you're saying naman as an avid tennis follower, 'di ba? And syempre athlete din na may parang pattern. Meron siyang behavioral pattern na gano'n. Na it was just a matter of time bago may tamaan talaga based do sa previous actions niya.
Oh yeah, oo. And I really firmly believe no na kasi right now he's only two championships behind Roger Federer and si Rafa Nadal, no, so he's deeply in that chase to be the greatest of all time when it comes to men's tennis. But parang this incident I feel will scar him for life, and even if he does overtake Rafa and Roger, feeling ko meron pa ring asterisk yan beside his name na parang may tinamaan ka sa medyo kupal ka so I don't think it's going to bode well for him.
Yeah. Oh well, ano natin. Abangan ng susunod na kabanata dito sa episode na to.
Talaga.
Oh. Okay. So another interesting topic na medyo actually ito medyo affected ako this past week eh. So recently the Brooklyn Nets announced their signing of Steve Nash as their new head coach. Okay? So syempre everyone was shocked kasi nobody had any idea that Steve Nash wanted to coach pala. 'Di ba? For a while he was connected with the Golden State Warriors. Actually, he got 2 rings do sa last 2 championships ng Warriors because he was a player development assistant for the team. So he got a ring also with his work for his work with Kevin Durant and the other players. So when he was named, so mixed reactions. Yung iba okay, parang they felt that this was a good hire. Pero one stood out, yung kay Stephen A. Smith. Na medyo he called it daw white privilege. Now I don't know about you, pero this comment really really rubbed me the wrong way. As in to the point na every post niya sa Twitter, I was saying something back, parang gano'n. Although, syempre, hindi naman siya nagre-respond kasi sino ba naman ako, diba? Pero, ikaw, ano yung na-feel mo rito when he said it?
Okay, well, first things first, no? I think Steve Nash would make a fantastic coach. I think he has the demeanor. I think he has the pedigree. I think he has the knowledge to kind of take the Brooklyn Nets to that next level. Plus, he's a super likable guy. He's like the nicest guy out there, man.
Yeah.
So I really feel like it was a good hire on my end, no. But as with yung mga comments ni Stephen A. Smith, it's hard to talk about this kasi na without using political undertones, no? Kasi syempre, I mean, during this time with the whole Black Lives Matter and yung mga all of these protests,
yeah.
diba? It could tend to get political, and I feel like Stephen A. Smith has pulled the political card to further that cause. But I don't think it's completely accurate.
You're being nice. It's actually the race card eh. 'Di ba? Ang ano sa states kasi ngayon sa US ngayon, it's a very very volatile environment eh. Talagang kailangan you have to be careful not to further fan the flames eh. 'Di ba? Of unrest sa US ngayon. So coming from a figure like him, na daming followers, he's well known, he has his platform, 'di ba? Parang dapat hinay-hinay lang sa mga statements regarding yung especially against about race, 'di ba? Kasi never mind that Steve Nash was a 2-time most valuable player in the NBA. Never mind that he was an 8-time All-Star. Never mind that several-time NBA first teamer siya, second team, third team, NBA assist leader, and probably one of the top basketball IQs in the history of the game. 'Di ba? Never mind all that, dinisregard niya lahat yun. Did he skip the line? Most definitely. 'Di ba? Kaya lang ang tawag nga doon is superstar privilege. Hindi siya race. It just happened that he was white.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wala namang nobody made that issue out of it when Jason Kidd was appointed to the same named the head coach to the same team that had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Brook Lopez, 'di ba? Deron Williams. That was a powerhouse team. 'Di ba? And then a couple of days later, he goes on air and he says he's not backing down from his statement. Further on, ang sinabi pa niya, disappointed daw siya kay Kyrie and kay Kevin Durant for not even parang hindi man lang nila in-encourage yung Brooklyn to even check yung other coaches na black na baka pwede. Alam mo yun? So ang daming niyang palusot, ang daming butas dun sa niya, dun sa argument niya.
Well, clearly this wouldn't have passed, 'di ba? I mean, ultimately, a big say in this would have been the voice of Kyrie and Kevin Durant, no? Kapag sinabi nilang ayaw ko tong coach na to, definitely hindi mangyayari 'yon. But in the opposite way, if they give their endorsement and they say na I want Steve Nash to be my coach, then that bears weight also. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. Well, they definitely had a say. They signed off on it nga daw eh. Kaya 'di ba, he was the perfect hire for the Brooklyn Nets. Kaya tapos actually ang magandang panoorin yung reaction ni Marcellus Wiley and his partner sa ESPN. These are two former football players. I forget the name of the other one. Acho. Let's research na lang. So they definitely sinabi nila these are coming from two black former athletes na it was definitely not black privilege, white privilege. More nga it was black privilege kasi 'di ba? Kevin Durant and Kyrie had the power to sign off on it. Kung di nila gusto, hindi hire si Steve Nash. So it was more like black privilege instead of white privilege. Ang ayoko lang kasi dito, Stephen A. Smith, he's one of the most colorful analysts on TV right now. Okay? He played I think he played college basketball on a scholarship din. So kahit papaano, may credibility in terms of the main sport he's covering, which is basketball, diba? Kaya lang he has this attitude na medyo race baiting siya eh. He also had this incident before in football. In American football naman, may hinirit din siya ron one time about a certain team. I think it was the Chiefs yata. Basta siya eh. Although he didn't directly say na this coach was racist, yung mga moves na ginagawa nitong coach, parang ang statement na sinabi niya was more on this coach is making moves that are making a lot of brothers uncomfortable. So what does that mean? Diba? So
well, I think it's a case of this guy. I mean, like you said, he's the most colorful commentator and announcer out there, and he has his own show and everything, no? And he's really outspoken as a person. So maybe this may be a case of him talking a little bit too fast for his own good. Pero as it is now, dude, I honestly think maybe he's just playing the race card nga and fanning the flames a little bit to further the cause of the BLM or Black Lives Matters movement, no?
Ang gusto ko dito sina Jason Williams and all the other analysts disagreed. Charles Barkley disagreed. Actually, sabi nga ni Charles Barkley, he was disappointed with some of these, although he didn't name Stephen A. directly do sa inside the NBA nila. He said he was disappointed with some of these analysts nga na using race as an excuse dito sa pag-hire kay Steve Nash. Ayun, I finally got the name of this NFL player, si Emmanuel Acho. Yun, na siya, analyst na siya for Fox Sports. And he's itong si Emmanuel Acho, pati siya. Actually, kontrahan sila ni Marcellus Wiley eh. Sila? kontrahan sila palagi ng stand. Pero for this particular incident, they both agreed that it was definitely not white privilege. It was superstar privilege. Did he jump the line? Yes. Was there injustice? Yes. Kasi ang daming nagtotoil ng mga assistant coaches for several years na sa NBA waiting for that big break. And then here comes this, diba, future, this Hall of Famer player and jumps the line and gets this, one of the highly coveted coaching gigs for the coming year. So he definitely jumped the line. Was there injustice? Yes, but definitely it's not white privilege.
Oh, naman. And I think it also has to do with the team itself, like the Brooklyn Nets, which is owned by Jay-Z, diba? So medyo you have a lot of history there in terms of like the black movement.
Medyo nainis lang kasi ako, parang yung instead of parang mag-rejoice yung mga fans ni Steve Nash and Steve Nash himself dahil meron siyang bagong career, 'di ba? Parang nag-rain sa parade niya dahil sa comments na 'yon. So parang lang. I just took it the wrong way. And I was really affected. Medyo,
well, let's put it this way now. The only way to really put this issue to an end is if Steve Nash takes the Brooklyn Nets to the playoffs at least the second round next year. This will show everyone that he was the right choice, and it will put the matter to rest with this whole white privilege hiring.
Actually, may sinabi siya dyan na it's not the hiring of a white coach do sa team It's more on this team daw was built to win a championship. Yun yung sinasabi niya. This team was built to win a championship. Ang pinaka-perfect daw dito, si Ty Lue, diba? Sino pa ba yung mga available na assistant coaches right now? Si Sam Cassell, even you mentioned Jason Kidd pa, na pwede raw, na built for this team. Ang naiinis daw siya, parang, this is built to win a championship. Parang kawawa naman yung mga brothers daw na have been toiling, tapos are deprived of this opportunity to coach a championship caliber team. Parang, who's to say that magcha-champion tong team na to? Who's to say na championship caliber kaagad tong team na to? They said, diba, porkin may dalawang superstar si Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Remember, the last time Kyrie Irving transferred teams, yung Boston Celtics, sinabi nila magiging title contender. Diba? What happened to that team?
Nag-away-away lang sila, diba?
Diba? So may chemistry factor din yan. You can't say that it's a championship caliber team ka. Yun yung Brooklyn Nets teams na yun. Case in point, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, diba? They didn't even make it out of the Eastern Conference. So, diba? Who's to say? Who's to say that this will win a championship? Diba? This will be a championship caliber team, let alone a championship team. Diba? We still have to play the game.
And then naiinis lang yan si Stephen A. Smith kasi Knicks fan yan, di ba? And wala nangyayari sa Knicks niya. And medyo natutumbasan na siya ng Brooklyn.
Sabi ni Hirsch, medyo sumisigaw daw ako, relax. That's how I felt. I really feel strongly about this.
Calm down, dude.
I really feel strongly about this issue. Kasi isa pa, ayokong lalong magkagulo sa US because of that. Kasi syempre, may mga friends din tayo doon, may friends and family. So, diba? Ayaw mo further ma-incite yung mga tao na, may injustice nga na nangyayari. Come on, let's tear the place apart. Diba?
Yeah. I see what you mean, man. Really. And like I said, the only way is to just prove them wrong.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah. Before we proceed nga pala, nag-message yung friend ko, si Charlie Kuna of An Eternity of Basketball. Sabi niya, it's worth mentioning din daw sana if we could mention yung may mga nanalong Pinoy pala recently dito sa sa golf, si Yuki Saso. She won, I'm not familiar with the two tournaments she won, but she won 2 tournaments daw sa golf and got more than 25 million pesos worth of prize money.
Wonderful.
Tapos
don't say that out loud, the BIR might get on her ass.
Tapos isa pa si EJ Obiena, won a gold and bronze sa pole vaulting. And would you know yung tournament? Yung kay EJ Obiena?
No, I would not actually. It's I follow golf, but parang now kasi medyo hindi masyadong golf isn't really in the limelight now, so I follow the majors definitely, but not the tour, the PGA tour.
Okay, ito, nakita ko yung news sa, sa Poland. EJ Obiena bags bronze in Poland. Nakakahiya. Friend ko pa naman sa Facebook yung dad niyan. Si
Hello.
Coach Edwin. So ito, Filipino pole vaulter EJ Obiena continued his torrid campaign this year. Okay, at saan ba to? 2020 Poznan Athletics Grand Prix in Poland. So yan, congratulations to EJ and to Yuki
Oh,
Sazo.
congrats for sure, man.
Yan, make us proud. You're making us proud. So yan. Alam mo ba ito si Stephen A nga pala? When he was playing in college, yung coach niya was a Hall of Fame coach. I forget the name. Okay? He writes an article do sa school paper about his coach na dapat na raw mag-retire for health reasons.
Okay.
Imagine one of your players, you're a coach, and one of your players writes that article. Hindi ka mapipikon nun?
I mean, okay, so definitely, so this guy really has a chip on his shoulder, no? Which leads me to another guy that's been making the rounds lately, who has been talking shit about his coach also. Si Michael Porter Jr., MPJ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Iko-cover natin yun later. I-hold in mo muna yung ano mo.
Right.
Ano mo muna. Let's talk about that later. Yung tungkol sa
Ipal
mga comments ni
pare.
Michael. Pero medyo bumawi siya nung isang game, the last game. Ang gusto kong pag-usapan.
All right. I'm gonna let you finish, man.
Hindi, later, mamaya pag-usapan natin si Michael Porter. Okay? Next na lang nating topic naman yung medyo namumuong mayhem dito sa UST basketball program. 'Di ba? Medyo this issue has gained headlines the past couple of weeks. Well, actually hindi, past month na rin, 'di ba? It's been a month since pumutok yung issue na to. Okay, it's yung trouble in the bubble.
Trouble in the bubble, man. This bubble thing is really, I think, what do you call this word? Parang it's such an it word now, no?
Yeah. Yung training bubble.
Yeah, the bubble itself, meaning just because of this whole pandemic, people have been using and utilizing the bubble concept forts. With the NBA, obviously, they're all in Orlando in a bubble. And just to define it, no, a bubble is a place, parang it's almost like a locked-in situation where people can, once they go in, they can't go out anymore, and vice versa. No, and there's a lot of criteria to be able to get into the bubble. You need to pass rapid tests. I think the rule in the NBA is 2 rapid tests in 2 days, and then when you get into the bubble, you have to quarantine yourself for I think 4 or 5 days before you can actually get to see anyone or interact with anyone. So for that's the bubble concept, and it's being utilized all around the world now.
Yeah, yun nga. Who would have thought na makakasama yung na makakasama sa sports lingo yung the word bubble no? 'Di ba?
Yeah, man. So I like what you said, no, this whole thing, like see the UST Growling Tigers.
Yeah.
They utilized the bubble concept for training purposes in Sorsogon. It's a great place to go. There's not a lot of people, but there's so many layers to this issue, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just so multifaceted. We can talk for hours on this.
Yeah, yun nga eh. Actually, I wanted to have CJ Cancino here dito sa show a couple of weeks ago. Kaya lang, the kid didn't want to grant any interviews na raw after his first one eh. He didn't want to talk about it anymore. So, diba? So we just have to rely on newspaper on the news para
Obviously.
malaman yung mga facts nung nangyari. Pero based no sa accounts naman ng mga players. Well, even if we don't base it there, the fact that they were there do sa tinatawag na bubble when bawal talaga lahat. Bawal talaga eh. It was, 'di ba? You can't. Merong mga may lockdown noon eh. Nung time na yun eh. Although when they started yata, yun yung nag-ease up yung quarantine
Mm.
period. Tapos nagpuntahan sila doon. Unfortunately, while they were there, na-impose yung quarantine period, yung stricter quarantine period ulit kaya hindi sila makauwi. Pero be that as it may. Alam ko kahit before bawal pa rin eh. This was kumbaga against actually they're looking to file charges against yung mga responsible dun sa whole Bicol bubble nila eh.
I mean, just for an overview, no. Here in the Philippines, for all of our foreigner listeners, here in the Philippines, there's a law that prohibits um, 10 or more people to congregate in a certain spot.
Yeah. More than 5 actually.
Diba? So that's where the problem lies. In the States, obviously you can have a bubble without any problem. You can have a training camp, etc., as long as you adhere to the laws where you have to have quarantine and strict rapid test and COVID testing, diba? Whereas here, even if you have all of those things, you still can't congregate many people in a certain area, and that's where the trouble actually is. No, the fact that when people found out, diba? So nangyari diyan, nag-press release si CJ. Tapos sabi niya, well, it happened in the bubble kasi gusto kong lumabas ng bubble. Hindi ako pinayagan, and then I got booted from the squad. So now, naturally, people are asking, what bubble and how can you have this bubble when and this training camp when you can't have any people basically congregating in one spot?
Yeah. Pero you have to feel bad then for Coach Ayo. I'm sure he meant well. Pero kaya lang this whole bubble thing burst in his face eh. Kaya kaya medyo unfortunate eh. Parang going from yung the toast of the town when it came to college basketball, and now he's banned indefinitely. Yun yung ruling na hinandown ng UAAP. He's gonna be banned indefinitely from all UAAP events. Tapos it looks like the NCAA then is taking a similar stand. Pag na wala ring mag-hire sa kanya doon. So kawawa naman siya. Wala na siyang there goes his
Well, you
coaching
have to
career.
understand, if you, diba, if you come from another school, let's say a competing school, and you know what's happening na your own squad can't play, can't train, and yet you have this coach that kind of like made his own bubble, and I feel like there was some intent there to hide it talaga for an unfair advantage. Sorry, man, but I know you know this guy maybe, pero I feel like there was really some sort of like an attempt to hide what was happening.
Yeah. Actually, hindi ko naman siya friend or anything. I also totally don't agree with what they did. I'm not just pinpointing him. I'm sure there were a lot of people behind this. Siya lang yung nadidiin. Gusto ko nga malaman kung sino yung mga UST backers, yung mga managers who were behind this bubble eh. And sana sila rin maka-receive ng penalties for doing this eh.
Well, again, there's there's even an issue with the whole money thing, diba?
Yeah.
Apparently, the UST Growling Tigers were given 3 million budget to do this whole
Yeah.
bubble concept training camp. And apparently, most of that budget went into renovating the actual camp itself, which incidentally is owned by Coach Ayo.
Yun nga eh. Yeah. So medyo may konting ano pa eh, may konting corruption pa na nahalo sa case niya eh.
Madami pare. There's
Oo.
really so many levels to this man. Even the managers of CJ, diba? Their agent. Uh, is it maybe I may be looking too much into this, or I'm putting too many dots together, no? But it's intriguing that the agent of CJ is also the agent of Richie Rivero, who happens to play for the UP Maroons. And it just so happened when CJ left the camp, all of a sudden he made up his mind and said, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to the UP Maroons." So parang does it happen that fast, diba? I feel like there's some strings going on
Actually, hindi ano eh.
behind the scenes.
Actually, it's not that ganun ka simple lang eh. Si CJ kasi, I heard the story from Coach Pat of Better Basketball. Siya yung skills trainer ni na CJ since high school eh. So ano siya, there were a lot of offers daw when they found out, when the news broke out nga na CJ was kicked off the team. So he got offers from LaSalle, syempre Ateneo, ganon. Ang real link, yun nga, you mentioned CJ's link with Richie Rivero, with the manager and stuff. Pero may link din siya sa ano eh, more yung link niya more with the Deliano brothers eh. Kasi he's been with Better Basketball since high school. So
Yes.
so katrain niya talaga yung mga yan ever since pa, with, lalo na yung kay si Coach Pat, nandun yung mga loyalties niya mga yan eh. And I can vouch for Coach Pat kasi the players that he train, they treat him like a parang second father. Eh he's the ano ngayon, he's the player development coach of the UP Fighting Maroons, or the skills coach of UP. So I think yun more on that, yun yung link niya sa UP. Hindi yung I think I get what you're saying na baka parang planado na when he got back from the bubble na to transfer to UP. Pero I'm sure they explored other options. Kasi when I was talking to Coach Pat, sabi niya nung siguro a couple of days after the news broke out, sabi nga niya wala pa raw hindi pa raw sure. And then lo and behold, nung afternoon bigla may nag-post na ng picture yung sina Bo Perasol kasama na si CJ na yun nga, he signed up with the UP na finally. So I don't think it's not that clear cut din.
Diba? There's already that seed of doubt.
Pero be that as it may, Mikey. Kasi syempre UP grad din ako eh, diba? So medyo kami, masaya because of what happened.
Right.
Pero ano pa yan, next year.
Oh naman pare. I mean, look at this guy's body, dude. I mean,
naka UP jersey na nga, naunahan ko na eh. Pero next year, yan yung powerhouse team ng UP. Saka yung mga recruits ng UP. I think they have mga 11 mga recruits yata na lahat blue chippers. 'Di ba? They got from that NU fallout yung mga high school players ng NU. They got two of the top players, yung si Tamayo saka si Abadiano. Nasa Gilas program yung dalawang yun. Then they also got these tall kids from the 6'11 kid from abroad, and then they have the 6'7 kid from I think Jubilee ba or some Chinese school dito sa atin. Ang dami nilang recruits. Yan. Meron pang transfer dyan from Ateneo.
No man, I think UP has its UP it's about time that they return back to their glory days, no. It's about time.
Yeah.
They've been in the shithole for too long. Way too long, even for a rebuild or for anything. Talagang it's time that they finally get up there.
Do you think they need a new coach?
Wow, grabe. I'm not a big fan of Coach Bo. Even though he coached the Ateneo Blue Eagles for a while unsuccessfully. I don't know. This guy rubs me the wrong way, man. His temperament is getting the better of him, and I don't like that in a coach.
I'd like to see him get a chance to coach this team. Siguro until hanggang this year. Pag hindi pa nag-pan out this year, you should start thinking about getting a new coach para dun sa mga players natin.
Diba? I mean, come on, man.
Kayo swerte eh. Ateneo, swerte nyo.
This guy.
You have the best coach in the Philippines right now.
Si Coach Tab, no? Yeah, man. Super lucky.
May mga unfortunate incidents lang the past couple of months. Pero aside from that, the Ateneo basketball program is in good hands.
It's always been, man. Really. Parang they're almost like the San Antonio Spurs if you were to compare them with the NBA. Diba? Medyo parang you don't really notice the rebuilds or you don't notice when superstars graduate because they're always perpetually churning out quality players.
True. And speaking of the San Antonio Spurs who are in the Western Conference of the NBA, the Lakers close out the series kanina against the Houston Rockets finally, putting them out of their misery. Past two games ng Houston parang wala na eh. Parang they were just
Lakers fans.
They're tired, parang ganon, parang wala nang yung energy nila dun sa Oklahoma series na wala eh. Parang pagod na.
Dude, I feel like they were just actively revolting against this whole small ball movement.
You think?
Oo eh, parang, I mean, there's only so many things you can do with small lineup, diba? And I feel like a small ball lineup will only truly work if all five people on the court are committed to it. If there's one weak link in that small ball lineup, it's gonna get chipped away by taller guys who can immediately mismatch.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, may point ka doon, may point ka. Pero I think with the amount of skilled bigs na ngayon, you'd think they'd have gotten at least one to play the center para sa center position for them. Para hindi naman sila masyadong overmatched pagdating sa loob.
Wala eh. I mean, did anyone really actually think that the Rockets would beat the Lakers? It was nice. It would have been nice. Diba? I mean, and as it is, what happened was what you call the LeBron sweep.
Yeah.
Which is they'll lose the first game because LeBron's not really that interested and it's a feel-out game for him. And then all of a sudden they'll turn up they'll crank it up and win the next four.
Yeah.
I mean, LA is not the number one team for nothing. They're really the best.
Actually, na-call ko yan before the series even started. Actually, mataas percentage ko ngayong playoffs eh. Kasi start of the season pa lang, I predicted that Oklahoma would make the playoffs and papahirapan nila yung first round matchup nila pero they'll eventually lose. So I predicted that right. Siyempre Lakers or Clippers yung 1 or 2. Diba? I predicted the Lakers kasi si LeBron magaling sa regular season. Okay? Then I predicted the start of this series na Lakers would run away with it kasi nga yung matchups sobrang pangit for Houston itong Lakers team na to. So medyo mataas yung percentage natin for this playoffs.
Yeah, man. I really think it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a battle in LA for sure.
Yeah.
For the Western Finals, it's all. I mean, barring any superstar extra games by Jokic and Murray, I feel like the Clippers will take the next game already, and it's gonna be a showdown.
Actually, I was expecting them to take the last game eh. Para we were talking we
Okay,
parang
weird, no?
parang pag-uusapan na natin ngayon is yung Eastern and Western Conference Finals na. Selfish eh. No?
Like I said, man, it's you can't. Grabe si Jokic, dude. I
Kaya
mean,
nga, yeah.
really, his last game was surreal. He was letting it go. The basket was super big for him. He was in the zone for sure. Even yung mga step up three niya, diba, was going in. It's nuts.
Pero none was bigger than the shot made by this guy. Kita mo yung screen mo?
Fuck this guy, man.
He hit a big
The
shot, ha?
balls on this guy,
Big time
really.
shot yan.
Okay, so medyo nakabawi nga siya, di ba? I mean, for everyone listening, he made this comment a few days ago na he needed to touch the ball more now because, it's getting predictable. So it was basically dissing his coach and telling everyone that he was better and he deserved more playing time, no? Which is ridiculous to say when you're a rookie.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Ako, ang idea ko doon, my feelings about that was, he was wrong for saying that to the media. Pero I wholeheartedly agree dun sa sinabi niya. Because there were certain instances during the game that
Yeah, dude.
Jamal Murray was holding on to the ball too long. Ang dami, manood ka ng games nila, manood ka. You'd see ang daming times na open sa wing yung mga teammates nila, lalo na sa corner. Kaya lang si Murray, ang hilig niyang mag extra 2 dribbles. So he misses shooters eh. So okay lang sana if he's gonna consistently have those games na nagkaroon siya ng 50 plus points. 'Di ba? Pero 'di ba, the chances of that happening consistently are sobrang baba. So to be the leader of that team, he's got to learn how to involve his players more. And we're talking about this guy who was supposed to be the number 1 draft pick last year. Health concerns lang yung naging reason for him falling to Denver late sa lottery, 'di ba? So this kid's got game talaga.
No doubt, dude. No doubt this kid's got talent. This kid has a lot of potential for sure. But there's some things that you do on a team, and this goes for any team, not just a basketball team, no? Where you hash it out as a team inside the locker room. And there's some things that you just don't say to anyone else, especially to the press.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Kaya nga sabi ko, he was wrong for saying it to the press. Probably could have gone to the coach, or probably ang mas magandang ginawa niya was approach Jamal Murray and Jokic. Sabihan niya, hey, parang, guys, pasahan niyo naman ako. open ako eh.
Huwag naman kayo buwakal dyan.
Oo, pare naman.
Yeah, diba? So parang maybe they could have watched the tape and then he could have pointed it out. There's a lot of ways he could have gone about it.
Yeah.
And definitely talking to the press and effectively throwing them under the bus wasn't one of them. It's not cool. It's not cool to do. Especially you're not even a superstar yet.
Yeah.
You're a rookie.
Yeah.
And even if you were a superstar, it's still not cool.
Sabi nga ni si Paul Pierce was talking about it. Ang sabi niya kay MPJ, stay in your lane, young one.
Diba?
Baga, hindi pa siya
hindi
pa siya star.
And it goes to this is with every sport or any team. You just don't do that. Kahit group presentation sa college, diba? Huwag ka man nalaglag ng tao.
Yeah, true. Pero in terms of yung content, agree, hindi lang dapat ginawa in that manner. Actually, kung lumapit siya kay Jamal Murray,
definitely this guy has game.
Yeah. If he demanded the ball from Jamal Murray nga behind closed doors, medyo he might have taken it the wrong way din eh.
Oh yeah, man.
Oo, kasi diba, kahit second year na niya sa league ngayon, hindi naman siya naglaro last year. So he's basically a rookie this year. Kaya parang wala ka pang cred. Wala
Yeah,
ka pang cred to do that.
for sure, man.
So, pagdating sa so obviously Clippers ang gusto mong makalaban ng Lakers next week sa conference finals.
Well, not obviously. I mean, I would like the Nuggets to kind of pull away also, but Kawhi's much too strong, and the whole Paul George thing. Then
Yeah.
it's gonna be the Clippers for sure.
Pero ako feeling ko yari Lakers sa Clippers. Matchup problems yan sa
Oh
kanila.
yeah.
Oh, ito, so,
Hindi naman. Go ahead.
sige. Sorry, go ahead.
No, man. It's definitely it's gonna be tight. I don't think it's gonna be a runaway series for the Clippers. It's gonna be tight.
Definitely, pero yan, pero Clippers yan. Matchup problems for para sa Lakers yan eh. And it kita naman eh, it showed during the regular season eh. They're gonna need big games from AD and LeBron to win. Ang problem lang with LeBron's age kasi tingnan mo siya, end of the third quarter, sobrang heavy na nung breathing niya. Kasi pagod na siya, kaya pagdating ng fourth, karaniwan ubos na siya. He doesn't even shoot too much pagdating sa fourth quarter. So I don't think they can pull this off against the Clippers.
Yeah, Kawhi is too much. I really feel like si Kawhi is just biding his time and kind of taking it easy now. But
Yeah.
once he turns that key, it's over.
Yeah. Saka yung pa isa, the Clippers are just peaking. Nagpi-peak pa lang sila right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you know, diba? But in the regular season, I think they only played 14 games together as
Yeah,
an actual unit, no? The actual starting five. Kasi either si Kawhi was taking a rest or injured, Paul George was injured.
Yeah.
So parang as a whole unit, as a team, they've only played a handful of games together.
Yeah, tapos may mga new recruits pa sila, si Marcus Morris, si Reggie Jackson. So talagang in terms of yung chemistry, ngayon pa lang sila
Oo, no. Yeah.
nagbi-build nun. Pero what about naman yung yung tinalo ng Lakers, yung Houston Rockets? What do you think? Anong mangyayari? Will they trade Harden? Will they retool?
I think it's time. The experiment of small ball is over. It's proven that I don't think it's gonna work at all anymore. Harden would benefit more from having a second superstar that's a big rather than a Russell Westbrook. That was a big concern from the start. People were always saying that there's only one ball and you're gonna have two of the biggest ball hogs in the NBA together in one team.
Yeah.
How's that gonna work?
Yeah.
Clearly, somebody had to kind of give way, and that was Russell. But even then, the size advantage didn't really work out for them so well. So maybe they have to retool. They have to keep, obviously, I think James Harden. And I even think a Chris Paul would have been a better point guard rather than Russell Westbrook.
Problem niya, they can't retool sa draft kasi wala nga silang draft picks this year. So, actually,
Wala na. They used up everything.
Actually, itong moves na gagawin ng Houston Rockets and even the Milwaukee Bucks, saka yung ibang mga contenders na natalo na, it'll make a good topic for another, mauubos oras natin dito exploring possible scenarios So let's just keep this in our back pocket para for future episodes. para mas marami tayong
Sure,
mapag-usapan.
man. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Giannis is gonna go to Portland. I said it first.
Actually, naisip ko yan. Pero so let's move over to the Eastern Conference. Ako, I called this. I called the start pa lang ng playoffs. Actually, start pa lang ng, siguro, 1 month into the season, sabi ko baka Boston yung mag-champion. I really felt I really feel pala na Boston's gonna win it all this year. Tapos sabi ko Miami, when the playoffs started, sabi ko Miami, Boston sa Eastern Conference Finals.
What a fucking series, though, man. Yeah. This Boston Raptors series. I mean, it's so hard to root again. I mean, we're Filipinos. Obviously, we don't live in Boston, nor do we live in Toronto. So we can kind of, root for any one of them. But it's so hard to root against those two teams. They're both super likable and they're both super fun to watch. Na it almost felt like towards the end of it, I felt bad for whoever was going to lose that series kasi grabe yung series na to.
Yeah, so you have to give it up for Kyle Lowry. Grabe siya no series.
Sinisigawan na nga niya yung coach niya, di ba?
For calling that timeout. Gusto niyang inbound na lang yung bola para tapos na. Kasi 0.5 seconds na lang eh. Tapos tumimeout pa.
Burat na burat.
Galit na galit siya nun. Pero grabe yung laro niya. Parang ito yung championship point guard talaga, si Kyle Lowry. You gotta feel bad for DeMar DeRozan din eh, no?
Okay. I mean, well, I think the Raptors are gonna retool also next year. I feel like Van is leaving.
Van Vliet?
Yeah, he's gone, man.
Sana kunin siya ng Bulls. Gusto ko yung laro niya, si Fred Van Vliet.
Oh. Yeah, man, I love that guy.
Grabe. Ganda siya, pero okay siyang
dude.
Pero
man, the Bulls, that would be great.
Okay siyang sixth man. Mala Vinnie Johnson, yung microwave. Yung instant offense off the bench. How about Miami?
I don't know, man. I feel like he's gonna make a push for being a starter next year, like a legit superstar.
Pero on a championship caliber team, mas maganda siya kung off the bench siya. Kung siya yung instant offense mo off the bench. You have a starting point guard and then you have him. Kitang-kita mo yung nangyari nung last seconds ng Game 7 when yung shot niya. That was a bad shot. The shot that he took towards the end of Game 7.
Yeah.
Diba? He's a great offensive player pero in terms of setting up the table medyo medyo kulang eh.
Right.
How about yung Miami naman? You like their chances? Kamusta yung mga players ng Miami Heat for you?
Ibang klase din tong Miami na to, no? I mean, I never would have guessed in a million years. I know you have always been a fan of Miami. With Spoelstra, I think they have a guy with killer instinct in Butler, and he really sets the tone for the culture of that team, no? To the point na pati yung mga rookies like si Tyler Hero, medyo nakakaangas na rin, dude. I like their fight. I like their grit. And I like that team. I actually, if Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum weren't in Boston, I would root for the Heat. But it's just I like Kemba Walker so much, pare. So I think Boston will take it all the way.
Ako, I like Tyler Hero. Actually, siya pinanedict ko na mag-rookie of the year. So medyo pumalpak ako doon. This kid's got game. Ganda.
Sino ba yung nag-rookie of the year?
Si Ja Morant.
Ja
Morant.
Ja Morant.
Sana nga mag-trade ang yung Mavericks. Either for Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson. Either one of them would flourish alongside Luka.
Oh man, yeah. I can see that happening. But if they, I mean, obviously, if Miami goes to the finals this year, I don't think anyone's leaving.
Yeah, probably. At saka, yeah, malamang yun, syempre. At saka sobrang ganda nung fit ni, ni Jimmy Butler sa kanila. Sobrang gandang fit niya. Di ba, I've always, like, nag-uusap tayo. Parang feeling mo binabadmouth ko si Butler, di ba? Pero it's no eh. This team, perfect para sa skill set niya. Diba? I didn't want him in Chicago kasi he was going to get paid alpha dollars, pero hindi talaga siya bagay dun sa core nung team na yon eh, moving forward. If you get my if you get my drift. Pero I've always loved this
Yeah, I
game.
do. I totally understand. You there?
Yeah. Pero I've always loved this game, Jimmy Butler's
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, man. Really. I talk a lot of shit about him, but
Yeah.
ultimately he takes the big shots. And I feel like he's really, this is the perfect team for him.
Yeah. How many times siya naipit do sa mga drive niya sa basket, tapos biglang may ma-open siya na shooter sa labas or sa corner. 'Di ba? Pansinin mo 'yon during a game. Yung mga drives niya na medyo reckless, pag ipit niya may biglang ma-open na shooter for him. Kaya sobrang perfect sa kanya eh.
Oh, yeah. Especially with scrappy guys nga, like sina Hero, no?
Yeah.
And si Bam. I mean, this team is really underrated. I think it's one of the most underrated teams
So
right now.
So who do you think takes it?
Boston in 6.
Okay. That's a good that's a good prediction. Ako rin eh.
Diba? Safe.
Pero
Safe yan.
pero feeling every game nito sobrang dikit, parang yung Raptor series to. Kasi sobrang ganda ng defense ng dalawang teams na to. Actually, yung three teams na yun eh. 'Di ba? Although Milwaukee was the number 1 seed, feeling ko may expose talaga sila sa playoffs noon eh. I really had that feeling eh. Kasi I wasn't that sold on on Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe. Kailangan nila mag-retool.
Oo. Bledsoe bust talaga eh.
Which leads us to the next question.
I think Go
What's
for
next? What's next for the Bucks?
yeah. Okay. Bledsoe is gone for sure. He's getting paid way too much for what he's doing right now. I think, in all honesty, dude, okay, if Giannis doesn't leave for Portland, he's probably just going to stay for another year on parang on a really super short contract
Ala LeBron,
with the
no?
Bucks.
Yeah. Actually, when they
Diba?
talk,
Plus, the coach is gone for sure. I mean that you can take that to the bank.
yeah, for sure. Actually, pinag-usapan nila yan sa inside stuff with inside the NBA. Si Charles Barkley sabi ni Charles Barkley kay Giannis, don't be a chump and move to a super team.
Yeah.
So parang it's a diss dun sa
Yeah,
mga
man. Don't be a Durant.
don't be a chump and move to one of them powerhouse teams. Be your own man, parang ganon. Build your own legacy with Milwaukee. Gusto niya maging Kobe siya, maging MJ. You build your legacy with one team lang.
Yeah, obviously that's the best way to do it, diba? Don't be a Durant where if you can't beat them, join them, diba? Pero as it is now, dude, I really don't understand the coaching technique of this si Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he doesn't play Giannis more. Diba? I mean, Giannis plays what, 33 minutes? I mean, it's ridiculous. He's the best player in the NBA. He's the MVP. Why doesn't he come in and play the whole fourth quarter unless there's a hidden injury that we don't know about?
This is this guy won 2 Coaches of the Year awards. Two Coach of the Year awards. Si Mike Budenholzer.
Pare, I just don't get it, man.
One with Atlanta and another with
It's just so
Milwaukee.
weird
He won.
na parang,
Yeah. Sige, sorry. Hirap ng may lag eh. No?
no, di ba? Parang it's like it's not, we're not playing pee-wee basketball here, di ba? Well, I mean, parents aren't gonna get pissed if their kids don't play. Uh, why do you have to keep going with a 10-man, 11-man lineup and all of them get to have minutes? Dude, keep your lineup tight and sweet. A lot of teams play with a 6, 7, even 8-man lineup lang, and you rotate. It's a rotation between those 8, 7, 8 guys. I don't understand why Mike Budenholzer plays like 11 guys per game. I think it's a waste of minutes and a waste of talent for Giannis.
I'd love to see him play more, or maybe even start itong si Pat Connaughton saka si Dante DiVincenzo. I'd like to see them get a bigger bigger role do sa system ni Mike Bud. Kasi nga hindi ako sold kay kay Bledsoe eh.
Did you know Pat Connaughton was actually recruited before for the Major League Baseball?
Yeah,
he's one of the most athletic guys, explosive guys out there, man.
Siya yung highest vertical nung draft camp niya. Parang 46 inches.
Oh, dude, grabe yung talon.
Nakita ko na siya nung first time I saw this guy was yung NCAA 3-point shootout. Parang yata siya na. I think he came in second ba? Or he won the whole thing. Parang gano'n. Kaya when he got to the NBA, everybody knew he could shoot.
Yeah.
Nagulat sila doon sa vertical niya. A regular Billy Hoyle.
Dude, grabe. Meron sa mga rebound na he's out rebounding everybody, man. I love it.
Kaya ang ganda nung backcourt na yun eh. Kasi si DiVincenzo din. Very athletic. So, diba? Pairing them up together, may outside shooting, may 3-point shots, may athleticism, 'di ba? High speed, saka yung sa defense. Mas maganda 'yun para kay Giannis eh. Ang issue ko lang siguro probably decision making since nga medyo bata pa. Pero si Bledsoe ba? Okay ba yung decision making niya?
Oh yeah, dude, that guy really. Just get him out of there. Put him in like Charlotte or something.
Problem, sino kukuha sa kanya? Dahil sa contract niya.
Wala na, di ba? I mean, it's one of those things that it's a giveaway contract. You're essentially gonna lose money, but it's something that you're gonna have to swallow if you want your team to succeed ultimately in the future.
Sabi nga, again, itong topic na to, ang daming scenarios na pwedeng gawin dito. They could go for trades, they could go for, di ba, nandiyan pa si Brook Lopez, kaya nga, magandang itakal to siguro, yung mga scenarios for the Bucks. Let's start,
for sure.
Let's start.
Madami ako mga drawing dyan pa.
So, ayun, we basically covered everything we wanted to talk about. Ikaw, baka may gusto ka pang i-add? May gusto ka pang topic na you want to
No, man. I think we've covered whatever happened this week. No, it's been a big sports week. Yeah. It's been great as a sports fan, and I hope we can keep this rolling, man. I mean, this virus has really gotten the best of us and the best of everyone, and sports is a great way to kind of like pass the time and it's a big step towards normalcy to watch sports again. So I'm very happy as a sports fan, and I'm very happy to talk about sports again. And it's for me, let's just keep it going, man. Let's hope this whole virus thing goes away soon.
Let's make this a weekly thing. Pag-usapan natin yung weekend sports palagi. I want to di ba nga sabi ko sa'yo, I wanted to retool itong concept nitong Sportsnet project into more on issues instead of personalities eh. Kasi medyo medyo gasgas na yun yung personalities eh. 'Di ba? So let's talk about
Right, right, right.
the issues affecting the something that we love so dear, which is yung sports. Not just basketball, not just NBA, but other sports as well. Okay, and with that, we'd like to thank everyone. Thank you, Mikey, and we'll see everyone again sa next episode of the Sports Nut Project. Everyone, stay safe and keep sporty. Thanks, Mikey.
Later, bitches.